I'm Dillon Fontenot. I'm 34 years old. I was born in Crowley, raised in Hathaway. Farmed every day after school, weekends. Our punishment, we didn't get the Nintendo taken away from us or the PlayStation. We had to pull grass in the garden, whether it was burning grass or not. I grew up in a Catholic church. I really didn't get much out of church. I just knew that I had to go. Then on August 3rd, 2008, at 3:15 in the afternoon, I was in a grain rice bin. We were shipping out rice. I had another guy that was working there with me. He had been sweeping inside the bins all day long by himself. Climbed up the bin, got inside, real dusty, couldn't hardly see each other. Grain elevators, they start beating on the floor when there's no rice going in them, which vibrated the door open that I had closed. And I was not aware of the door being open, and I walked straight in it. As soon as I hit the ground, the first thing I thought of was, please God, don't let it take my foot. On the other hand, I started thinking, well, why would he help me? I don't go to church. I don't go worship him every week like I should. So why would he help me on this deal, you know? I don't know where the strength came from, but I just held that auger so tight, like it was trying to turn and peeling the skin off my hands. And then all of a sudden I just felt relief. And I knew, working around the grain elevators all my life, I knew that I had burnt that belt off that motor. I was in it to my knee, but it wasn't trying to cut my leg off no more. Every turn, I'd inch my leg out, and I could see where the auger had started cutting into my skin, you know. When it got to the bottom of my ankle, I was like, oh, this is nothing. And then when the last turn, when I pulled my foot out, it was pretty bad. 28 surgeries later, 6 weeks, I get out the hospital. Everybody else thought I was fine, but I really wasn't. So that's whenever I was like, man, something gotta give, you know. We came that Sunday, and when I walked in the door, first thing I noticed was there was nobody looking at you crazy because of what you was wearing. Everybody was shaking your hand. You know, it was different what I'm used to. Pastor Rick got up there and he talked for about 25 minutes, I guess. And I leaned over to my wife and was like, man, I'm in love with this place. So we get out of the doors, and before I could get to my truck, I'm like, man, I can't wait till next Sunday. I learned so much coming over here that I'm ready to be a different person. I'd like to thank Earl Thomas and Pam Thomas for inviting us to that service at their church that day. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Lindsay, for pushing me and standing behind me 100%. And I'd also like to thank my mom and daddy for telling me it don't matter what church you go to, as long as you're going to church. My name is Dillon Fontenot, and I'm here today to publicly profess Jesus is my Lord.